Hello everyone, I'm Man of Interest, here with This Week in Keyboards, your weekly keyboard news show. We don't have many topics this week, but I think the topics we have will be a bit surprising. Why? Only one GMK topic. Wow, what a time to be alive. Speaking of being alive, I have a message from the sponsor of this episode, Kono.store. Tomorrow, the Kickstarter for the Keystone is coming alive. And you know what? They've heard you. The Keystone will be available as both a full-size and 10 keyless board featuring their new analog Hall effect silo switches, as well as a new AI-enabled adaptive typing technology on their keyboard. If you're an early bird, you can snatch up the early bird special of the TKL for $99. The full-size early bird will be for $149. If you aren't an early bird or early enough to get in on that delight, the standard Kickstarter price for the TKL will be $149 with the full size at $179. Check out the Kickstarter for this revolutionary board tomorrow at the link in the description below. Okay, starting with the news this week, we have an interest check for the VN66 by Once S. Run by the admin of VNMK, the largest mechanical keyboard community in Vietnam. This is a custom keyboard that they've designed to represent their community. In a way, this board reminds me of the M0110 in a 66 key form, and I think it has a look that will appeal to many in the community, considering the fact that it takes popular design cues, for example the separated and lower arrow keys, as well as that badge on the right side similar to exclusives E6 and 7.5. The board will sit on your desk at a 7-degree typing angle and is available in a plethora of colors. The plate will be 1.5mm thick and top mounted as either an aluminum, brass, or polycarbonate option. The PCB will feature RGB underglow with QMK compatibility. Interestingly, there's going to be a USB module allowing you to have either a Type-C, micro, or mini port depending on which cable you want to mix and match with this keyboard. When the whole board is assembled, it's going to weigh 4.5 kilograms with a brass weight on the inside and the outside of the bottom case. A little note that I like is the fact that they'll be using the M60A feet by RamaWorks so people can enjoy their typing action without their keyboard moving around. So how much is all this going to cost? $400, and my guess that price is not including shipping or PayPal fees just yet, so yeah. But hey, if you have your wallet ready, I have some more bad news for you. There's only going to be 17 units available. 12 will be raffled exclusively to the Vietnamese mechanical keyboard community, and 5 will be raffled on Geekhack. Wowee, if you're in it to win it, best of luck to you. Our next topic is it's an interesting one. Well, by interesting, I guess the best word to describe it would be a novelty. And I don't mean a novelty keycap, but more of a novelty project. It's a macropad. It's the IS0 by Black Simon of Illuminati Keyboards. It's a one-key ISO macropad custom. If you're not an ISO user like myself and you have a ton of them just laying around from the key sets you buy, here's a use for them. These macropads will sit on your desk with an 8-degree typing angle with an 18mm front height. Constructed from a 6063 aluminum, there will be 6 colors available to you that will house the top-mounted polycarbonate plates. The PCB inside is, of course, QMK compatible and will feature an in-switch LED and have a dedicated reset switch. Of course, USB-C for the port. The expected price will be $69.99, which may seem high, but honestly for the design work of the PCB and case, it's not too horrible. So, are you going to finally have a use for your ISO key, or are you going to pass on this? Moving forward, we have the GG60 Pro by EnterGoGo. Designed as a wireless, minimalist style keyboard, the case is low profile, letting you see the skirts of the keycaps and the switches as well. The wireless aspect is achieved via Bluetooth 3.0, which is interesting. Why not 4.0? The whole case is aluminum with an option for either a brass or aluminum plates. So how does the signal get out efficiently? I guess it goes out through the little small cutouts in the back for the USB port and the 2 little button switch cutouts on the back, as well as the switch holes on top. It doesn't seem terribly efficient, but maybe it'll work better than I thought. The PCB features a USB-C port programmable via QMK. The whole board is hot swappable, with the standard 60% layout being the option. There will be an ISO version arriving later, but they're going to be starting with the ANSI version. It's going to sit at your desk at a 7-degree typing angle And overall, the package doesn't seem too interesting until you get to that price. The base kit is $139. That includes the case, PCB, aluminum plate. Upgrading to a brass plate is additional $20. Of course, suddenly this interest becomes much less interesting once you throw in that $35 shipping fee. So you're either looking at $174 or $194, depending on brass plate or not. And once you get to that price, I'd rather throw something together from parts at KBD fans. I don't know who this is for, but the group buy will start in August and will need an MOQ of 100. So if you're interested in it, keep your eyes out. So, do you like Yok Panda switches? Do you like using their housings to make your own Franken switches like Holy Pandas or Clear-Minded Pandas? Well, head over to NovelKeys where you can pre-order the Yok Red or Mint Pandas depending on the color housing you prefer. Huey, didn't this start the other week? Yeah, it totally did, but I forgot, so covering it now. The pre-orders are going on until July 26th, and the estimated shipping is going to be in October. If you're not in the know, the switches have a 60-gram bottom out and a 50-gram actuation. If you want to use them as standard linear switches, which when well lubed and spring swapped can be pretty fun switches, that's not the real draw. The real draw that most people buy these for is that leaf, which adds extra tactility to tactile stems, which makes these popular when modding them to make Holy Pandas, for example. For this pre-order, it's going to be 55 cents per switch, and hopefully for those who miss out, NovelKeys will be ordering some extras, which will probably be up to 65 cents per switch later on. If you're interested in these switches though, considering using my promo code SUMMERSWITCHES, 2 words, for 5% off your order. So let's talk about our only GMK topic this week. GMK Silver Arrows by Brain & Force. This is a first-time interest check from Brain & Force, and it's inspired by the current Formula 1 Constructors Champion, Mercedes-AMG Petronas Motorsport. At the moment, the only custom color is the Pantone 321C, which is the turquoise-ish color. The rest of the colors are standard GMK kit colors available. Interestingly, the colors are based on the 2013 to 2018 car and not the current one. There still needs to be a bit work on the novelties, but I'm sure we'll see some interesting Formula 1 and racing style accents like maybe a checkered flag, car numberings, and other goodies. So far, I think the set looks alright, but these renders look a bit odd on that gray background without a keyboard. It has potential, especially depending on what kind of keyboard you're going to throw it on and the novelties involved. We'll see as the set gets more developed. Okay. The last bit of news does take us back to the sponsor spot of this episode, which is the Keystone. Yep, it's starting tomorrow. So, how exciting is this? It's pretty exciting. Kono is going to be looking to raise $35,000 for the Keystone project, which combines 2 technologies, analog control and per key Hall effect through their new Salo switches. With durability unrivaled by switches of the industry, these are going to be pretty new switches that people are going to be interested to try with their magnets in them. Of course, there's going to be per key RGB, and I guess it's a bit easier since there aren't any electrical contacts between the switches and the PCB. The only contact between the switch and the PCB will be PCB mounting legs that will make sure the switches stay straight when they're mounted onto the plates. Since there aren't any contacts, every switch is also hot swappable, so if you want to switch between the linear, tactile, or beam spring clicky variants, easy enough. I'm really excited about the beam spring clicky variant because I'm a big fan of beam spring keyboards, so replicating the beam spring within such a small footprint must have been quite the engineering challenge for their team, so I'm a bit interested to see how that's going to turn out in terms of feel and sound. Let's go over the next interesting announcement. AI-enabled adaptive typing. So what does this keyboard mean in terms of that? Well, the keyboard keeps track of how hard you press each key and will automatically start to tweak how far you need to push a key down before sending a signal. I'm interested in seeing how well this will work out. In theory, it will allow you to change the actuation height of each switch naturally as you're typing, so your pinkies, because they're weaker, may not have to press as far down as, for example, your index or middle fingers. So that seems really cool in concept, but in practice, I know a lot of people just bottom everything out, so I feel like unless you type properly and you don't bottom everything out, it might be kind of a a moot point, but we'll have to see. I switch between bottoming out and typing properly, so it would benefit someone like me. Not sure if it'd benefit a lot of people who are used to bottoming out, but maybe it'll change their typing habits. We'll see. Another interesting thing is they've announced they will be planning on collaborating with designers for future keyboards, and the first designer they've announced is Ryan Norbauer, who's known for his Topra aftermarket cases like the Norberforce and Heavy 6. So a lot of people are going to be looking forward to future designs of Keystone projects based on these switches. Awesome. Like I said earlier, $99 for the TKL Early Bird, $149 for the full size. The price jumps after the first 250 are taken to $149 for the TKL, $179 for the full size. This prices this board pretty competitively against some other OEMs while offering a lot of new features that really help this board stand out, not only for prosumers, but enthusiasts as well. I'm pretty excited. I'll probably be getting one, hopefully to review. Definitely want to check it out soon. I'll definitely need to head over to San Jose and interview Hata about these new switches. We'll see. Well, that's all the news for this week. If you ever want me to cover anything in particular that's new and recent, hit me up. Geek Hack, Keeb Talk, Discord, Reddit, Instagram. I'm pretty easy to contact. If you like what you see here, consider subscribing. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.